like I said, I think long and hard about it. But I finally came to the realization, wasn't quite done yet.
Okay. I'm just gonna say, I mean, it's the same thing with Phyllis. And I actually understand where you guys are coming from, because once I'm off council, it'll be, what am I gonna do next to
Right.
help the town? So I have nothing to say, because I've worked with you for many, many years as well. So I understand.
Right.
Sorry, Judy.
What do you enjoy about being in the roles?
About the role,
Yeah, since you were.
I think the diversity of everything. I mean, you get all kinds of questions from all kinds of people, even the bad ones. And I've certainly kicked them out of City Hall before, the kind that cuss at you. But yeah, the diversity of it all and the questions that they ask.
Jeremy, any questions for Diane?
Oh, you know, known Diane a long time too, in the role and stuff.
Yeah,
so
it's, you know, and I feel the same, you know.
I think it's, yeah.
But would you refresh my memory? It's been 20 years you helped the city?
Well, 26 years
Okay,
for the city, but about 10 for the city clerk and treasurer.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's been a journey. I came at the very end of Bill Macy. And that was,
Boy, yeah, it was.
needless to say, a trip. Yeah. And I still see him.
Let's see, Bill, age with me.
Yeah. And Diane, we still have a couple more minutes. If there's anything further you'd like to share with us?
I just think that my experience speaks for itself. I'm looking forward to being with the city for another 4 years.
All right, Diane, thank you very much, and I really appreciate 26 years. Thank you for that reminder.
You bet, you bet.
All right, well, thank you very much. That is going, oh, I'm sorry, we have one more, I believe, for the clerk.
Can I ask another procedural question?
Yeah.
Jeremy brought this, then he said he was gonna take it back, but do we have to vote on all of these tonight? Or can we wait until next meeting? With more time to think and process if we feel like that is needed?
Absolutely, you can defer that.
Next up, Jeannie, please come on up. Let me say welcome, and you also have put in for the clerk and treasurer position. And I happen to know something about you. You were Citizen of the Year a couple of years ago by Law Enforcement's award. Is that not correct?
Yes.
Oh, very good. All right. Yeah, and I happen to know you from Business and Community Promotion Board. I'd like to go around the same order that we had for the first two interviews. Scott, any questions for Jeannie?
I know you're a business person and, you know, are you concerned with the city related to your business as a resident or in filling this role? What will you bring to the table with that?
I don't have as much experience obviously as the previous applicants, but I definitely have the motivation and the drive to want to support the city and make sure that we're thriving, because the city has to thrive more with all the businesses too as well. So I think that's my main motivation. I've lived here a little over 3 years now, almost 4 years, and I feel like I have a better understanding of how my business is running. So I want to make sure that I can commit that my time now to make sure the city is also thriving. That's what I'd like to do.
All right. Jimmy, any questions?
I apologize. What business do you?
I live at 630. right
Oh,
past-
cool. All right, yeah, sure, absolutely. Yeah, you're not, yeah, thriving spot for sure, but yeah, it's definitely important to keep that. Right on. Well, I think you answered my question with Scott, so thank you.
Lisa, any questions?
So I do have a question. I see that you wrote just for city clerk. Would you be interested in treasurer? Because both Diane and Phyllis brought up a good point in that treasurer doesn't have a ton of responsibilities. Would you be interested in amending this perhaps? I don't know if that's possible. I just want to
It's
ask.
just her letter of,
Yeah.
so yeah, I don't see no reason why she couldn't amend her intent, right? Yeah.
Yes, wherever I'm.
I don't think that the duties are gonna be super onerous. So then my question would be, as a business owner, what have you seen that you think the city does really well from like the clerk's office towards the business community?
I think the support has been tremendous. Because I came here not, I haven't lived in the US for 15 years. And I just was basically starting over in a new state. I was from California originally. But whenever I'd stop by or call, any questions, they were just very, very helpful and made me feel very welcome.
Probably because you're a legitimate business owner. There's that.
Where are you going with that?
I'm just saying, go back to the Airbnb conversation.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, she's really good, because so far she's already answered one of the questions I was gonna ask, with a question that somebody else asked. Why did you move to Idaho Springs out of curiosity?
I live with my husband in South Korea. And my father is getting much older in years, so we wanted to be closer to him. So we ended up retiring and more jobs in Korea, and we moved to Colorado.
Excellent, and then you came to this crazy little mountain town.
Yes, we're very.
What is it that you love so much about this craziness? Are you also insane?
That is a loaded question.
Everybody in this room laughed. I want to be very quick. No, I'm just kidding, Jen, you don't have to answer that question. I don't need to know anything about your mental background. That's it, that was my question.
Janine?
I believe you're also in the business and community promotions board. What is that experience been like?
Eye-opening. I had never been on a board of any sort, because I left the US when I was in my early 20s. But there's just sitting and listening to them, you get a lot of information. And yeah, we do have to make sure that we're giving our input, but I think I definitely receive a lot more information than I give out. So I'm always grateful to be a part of it. Thank you.
Can I just say one thing to Jenny really quick?
Yeah.
By the way, I have talked to some of your residents that come into the library, and they speak very, very highly of you, just so you know, yeah. In case I don't have to say.
Really
That's
Yes,
good to know.
That's really.
I can tell you, it's hard as a landlord.
Very highly rated, yeah.
All right. Jeremy, any questions?
Just one on this one. Have you had a chance to look at the job description and duties
Um,
prior to?
yes, and I was not, so I Googled quite a bit as well. And I would be willing to put in work wherever it is needed. Even if it is not necessarily in my job description, because I know I have a lot to learn, especially with people who have decades of experience that I do not have, but I would be willing to do that and put in the hours that are required.
Thank you. All right, we still have a couple minutes. Is there anything further you'd like to tell us?
I'm excited to do whatever it is.
I do have one more question, if
Yeah.
I may. What has been, you've been here for 3 years, what has been the best thing about living here? Outside your business, business is great, I know that, but.
You know, for me, the best thing is the slow pace. So well, even now, when my husband and I run the motel, we work around the clock because our guests come in, 1 morning, 2 in the afternoon, it's really random, but the hours and the work that we did before was very fast paced and go. And it's just year round, you're either recruiting, hiring new teachers, testing new students. So there were a lot of things that were out of our control time-wise and work-wise. But here, we can dedicate what we want to do with our time whenever we want to do it. And I think in a town of this size, which we've never lived in a small town before, it's possible. And I think that is the most.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Well-
that's fantastic.
Well, thank you very, very much, and I know we all appreciate the enthusiasm and your continued work on the community business and community promotion work, so thank you very much. And this is going to conclude the interviews for the clerk and treasurer. We're next going to move to Ward One council vacancy. Yeah, and Ward One, you know, literally, but we're gonna go with Scott Levinsky first. And Scott, it is a real pleasure. Thank you very much for putting in for this also.
Thank you for the opportunity.
And I have to say, you've got a tremendous body of work behind you. It is certainly very impressive. I'd like to go around with the same order of questions
Sure.
that we had with earlier interviews. And Scott, any questions?
Well, I don't know if I should be part of this interviewing process, but I know Scott.
And I know Scott.
Distinguished gentleman. A very good background.
Appreciate that.
Jimmy?
Forget Scott, well, you've been here a long time, but like just resident involved or interested, just
So my ancestors were part of the gold rush way back when.
cool.
So I grew up here, went to high school here.
Me too, yeah, right on.
Yeah, and went away and did a career. And then in 2000, well, right at COVID-21, we decided to move back here and go back to the community that I grew up in.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Right on.
Lisa?
So we're really in a period of flux. As far as Idaho Springs is concerned, I mean, COVID really turned things around and we
Sure.
moved back up here in COVID. What would you say going forward in 2026 would be our biggest challenge? What do you see? What is something that has driven you to want to be part of council to help address?
In my humble view, I think that Idaho Springs is at we're kind of past the cusp of, and I've heard the term, so I don't want to abuse it, but this idea of new gold rush. In other words, there's been a lot of really great things occurring in the city that are going to propel Idaho Springs very fast down the road. To me, what a good council in its diversity is going to do is say, okay, we have this now. What's that going to look like in 3 years? What's that going to look like in 5 years? And how do we navigate through all of that? And to me, still maintain the Idaho Springs uniqueness, not to become a big city, small town. I don't know if that makes sense. We don't have a ski area, but we have a lot of great things that draw people here. I think if we can capitalize on that, we can do good not only for the finances of Clear Creek and Idaho Springs, but also good for the community. In a community like Idaho Springs, not everyone's going to agree on everything. We all know that. But we want to try our best to make sure that everybody is heard as much as possible. And I think that's the biggest role, is to make sure that council members and the mayor, and they do that now, is to be really available to the community and to the public, not at formal meetings, that's part of it, but to be a face out of the thing so that they can feel comfortable to say, hey, you know, I really don't like, or I really do like, because that's where the truth sort of surfaces, is when you're unofficial.
I'm that person, I hear you.
Yeah. Did that sort of
It did.
get to where you're heading?
You're going for an appointment versus running for an election.
Correct. It was just information that was brought to me as that Scott was going to be stepping down after two periods, terms. And so it came through word of mouth, and would you be interested? And I said, yeah, sure, I would love to. If I needed to go through an election, I still would make the decision to do that. Part of that is motivated by generational. I feel very much tied to this community because my family name is posted on little copper plaques around town. But community in Denver is so much different than community here. When we moved from Denver, we lived in the same house for 10 years and I didn't know my neighbors. We were up here on one day, within an hour, had five new neighbors coming around, that's the community I remember, and that's the community I wanted. I think the third part of that, selfishly, is to pass that on to my grandchildren. Civic duty, what does it mean? What does it look like? How do we do it? Because I think if we can teach them when they're young, we don't have to fight so hard when they're adults to convince them that this is a good thing. So that's where I'm at.
Thank you.
Sorry, my retainer keeps
No, it's okay.
slipping.
What does appropriate growth in Idaho Springs look like to you, and can you speak to housing development specifically?
I
And
heard the
your,
first
your
part in terms of
interpretation of what is
appropriate
appropriate, what does appropriate mean to you in terms of development, and also, could you comment on housing development specifically?
Well, I think appropriate has to be a conversation. One of the things that has kept Idaho Springs unique is the fact that they've, what I've seen, resisted the normal ski area, big town, small town thing where it's just all about the money in the door. And I'm not saying that money isn't important. Appropriate means that we're moving at the right pace, getting as many voices in as we can before a decision is made, so that everyone feels like they're heard. Again, not everyone's going to agree, but I think appropriate happens when we respect what we have, our past, our history, our beautiful historic nature, and yet still move it forward without compromising that in a way that becomes unpalatable for someone who lived here 100 years ago. I know that sounds kind of strange, but I think they would say, what are they doing to my town? Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying change isn't going to do that to some people. They're going to respond and react. It's an emotional response first, and then it becomes logical. I think if we can learn how to hear through the emotional response and get to what they're really saying, I think that's what guides appropriate. Does that?
Yeah, I think we're out of time.
Oh, well, I just,
Okay.
I still want to get to Jeremy. Any questions?
No, I'm good. I've known Scott for a while.
Yeah.
Been long conversations.
I have too, and again, thank you very much. I appreciate you putting in for this work position.
Absolutely.
And hopefully we do tonight. So anyway.
May I say one more thing?
Yeah, of
Is that
course.
okay?
Yeah.
Sometimes, people will say, well, you're a theater guy, because that's the majority of my background. And I always tell people, well, theater is about 30% of that food, dance, artistic sort of thing. The other 70% is administration, budgets, projections, working with people. So my role over the years has been very much administrative heavy. So I'm not afraid of numbers, not afraid to have those conversations, not afraid to listening to people as they go through and make decisions. That's a majority of what I did for 40 years. The theater side, the shows, the curtain goes up, to me was sort of like the icing on the cake. The process was the most important part, not just the product. And I think it kind of goes to your question about appropriate. To me, it's if you have a good process, you will have a good product.
Well, Scott, thank you very much. I
Thank you for your
appreciate
time.
you coming in tonight and putting in for the award.
Absolutely.
Next up, Sharon, I think we all have enjoyed your product over the years at one time or 20. But please come on up. And thank you for coming in tonight and putting in for the position. Scott, I'll start with you. Questions for Sharon?
Well, again, I don't think it's appropriate that I answer your question.
And Scott, I do just want to comment. I think that we all benefit from, at the very least, your question, your thought.
Okay. Well, I respect your putting your name in the hat, as Jeremy puts it. What drives you and what makes you decide that you want to be on council?
Well, I have lived in Idaho Springs now for almost 20 years, and I have been a business owner for most of that. So we had Manja, we had a restaurant and a catering business that has since 2013. And I had a small child. I gave birth on a Monday and went back to work on a Thursday. So I didn't get that maternity leave. I didn't really have a lot of extra time. And in the last few months, I've really thought about not catering anymore and trying to have a normal life and normal schedule and committing myself to be a part of the community in this manner, not just feeding the community as I have been, but to be on the side that helps make decisions and helps to get the town, our city ready with all of the change and all of the highway and all of the everything that we have that's going on that's just been building and building and building and growing and growing. I want to kind of stop with what I'm in a point of redirection in my life. And one of the things I want to do is to be a part of the community more and to be helpful to the community in a different capacity.
All right, Jimmy,
No, answer me. Yeah.
all right, Lisa?
So with that, sort of similar to what I asked everybody else, what do you think is gonna be the biggest challenge facing this city this year? Like, if you're on council, you're looking at council going, oh God, we're gonna have to look at this. There's a lot.
There's a lot. I think that the transition with the highway is going to affect us in ways that we have no idea how to predict, whether it's gonna be busier in town or whether it's not gonna be busier in town because they have more lanes to just pass on by, and what is it that we can do to make this town inviting to the tourists, inviting to the community that lives here and wants to continue to live here. We're gonna see the exponential growth, I feel like, with this, and it's managing that and managing projects and making sure that we have the correct infrastructure to be able to take care of the people that are gonna be coming here and moving here and visiting here, and just to take care of everything. I feel like we're kind of at this, it's coming, the apex of all of this construction that's gonna be coming to an end here in 2028. Where do we stand once that is done? And what does that mean for us as a city? And how do we grow, but how do we still maintain our charm? How do we still stay this wonderful little gem and keep our integrity, but still be able to sustain the influx of everybody coming in?
Thank you.
Okay,
So when you're on council, and you're a very popular person, I was lucky to be not very popular when I got on council, so nothing changed. But when you're on council as a person that's out in the community quite often, and there's gonna be many, many conversations, this is gonna be one of them, this election tonight, this appointment tonight is gonna be a popularity contest to the people that live in our community. How are you going to go back out to your friends and your family and say, I made a decision that is not popular? How are you gonna feel about that? How are you gonna deal with that? Because you really have to think about the whole town and not just your circle or your clique or what you think makes, it's not for, even if the ward decision, I think townwide, I don't think.
Well, I would go back to any of my groups, any of my circles, and it comes back to integrity, and it comes back to doing what's right for the town and not it being a personal thing, and not being what's best for my friend that lives up Virginia Canyon, and not be what's best for my friend that lives up 103, but as a community, what is best for all of us. And even though I am well-liked, I don't care if you don't like me. That doesn't affect me.
She'll just bake them a cake.
I don't have to make them a cake. They don't have to like
She
me
makes
if they
good
don't
cake,
want.
but anyway.
Janine, I agree with the cake comment.
Just because I'm the appointee to our housing authority, I'm gonna ask everyone about housing. How do you feel about housing development? I don't.
I have to say this sad about the football field, but I understand. I know that we're a growing community. We have to figure it out. We have to figure out how to be able to keep growing. If you don't grow, you die. And we can't be stagnant. We can't just ride it out. We have to be able to be ahead of the game. And we know that people want to move here. We know that people want to get out of the city. And this is a really, really close, direct shot to the city. And people can live up here and work elsewhere. And this can be their little getaway. And I feel like maintaining that, keeping it our little gem, but being able to share it with other people and be able to support them, whether it's our grocery store, whether it's our sewage, whether it's water, whatever it is, we have to be able to support them. And if we build and we can't support them, then we're kind of screwed. So we gotta stay ahead of that game. But growth is inevitable.
And we're getting tight on time. Jeremy, do you have a question?
No, you covered
Oh,
my-
okay.
covered
You're in a
that.
lucky spot.
Yeah, you are.
Switch us around, this is crapola. I'm running out of questions over here.
Next up, Brianna, welcome, please come on up. And let me say, I think that, there is a strong family tradition of volunteering. And in your case, I want to say you have been volunteering since, I don't know, you were like, what, 12? I mean, it seems like you've been helping wherever you could for a very long time.
Yeah, probably at least then. It has been a while.
Yeah, I thought so. And I'm gonna go in the same round of questioning. Scott, a question for Brianna?
Again, I've known Brianna a long time. I respect her decision, interest in bringing here. How do you feel that you would make a difference with your decisions and how, that would affect what's going on currently in town?
Well, I would like to think that growing up here and growing up through childhood, teenage years into adulthood, I've seen a lot of changes. And especially within probably at least the last 5 years especially. So I think just having that little bit of background helps. No, I don't have some of the experience that others do. And I think that's where I would stand out, is just hopefully coming up with some newer, fresher ideas, a different perspective on things, just from that aspect as well.
No, well, thank you. Jenny, any questions for Brianna?
No, I know, I've known Bree for a long time, and I just noticed that you're the secretary now at
That's correct.
the Elks.
At the Elks, yeah.
Full-time job, and then you wanna do this too?
It's
Are you mental?
maybe a little bit.
Okay, well.
I mean, I do drink the water here, so.
I guess that's true, but, very, very,
The water is awesome. Best water in the city.
yeah, ask Ed. There you go, yeah. Anyway, Bree, I guess not really a question, more of, like, kudos to you for, standing up for the community and wanting to do what's best for everybody in your ward and all the constituents and all through the entire city, so, that's really all I've got. You kind of answered what Scott had asked anyway, so.
Well, thank you for that.
And Lisa?
Same question as everybody else, no surprise here. In 2026, what do you think is gonna be the toughest thing that you face on council? Like biggest decision, biggest challenge, biggest tangle, whatever?
I think it's just gonna be managing the new influx of people. I mean, we've got the Argo project going on. That's gonna be a huge thing to manage across the board. For all the homeowners, all the business owners, everyone on, especially the east end of town specifically. And then the new housing developments coming up on the football field, all that infrastructure. Parking, of course, is already an ongoing issue, so yes. And I mean, I think Sharon touched on it, just essentially we need to be the survival of the fittest. We need to be able to adapt to what's coming onto us, this influx, and so we don't scare people away. We need to be able to manage it, and we do need this growing business. We do need the people, we do need the money, we do need the economy for it. And just, I think it's just how do we manage that? If we manage it poorly from the get-go, it's gonna be very difficult to recoup that. So if we can have some semblance of a plan, going into 2026, I think that would be extremely beneficial.
Okay,
So Brianna, what is a passion project or something that you want to see happen in the city that can probably manifest from council? What's something that you want to
That's good.
bring to the
That's an excellent
table?
question.
Well, since I'm almost last, I have to come up with some other good stuff.
I mean, I don't know if I have a project specifically that
that I've been on the lookout for, but I think generally speaking, truly just seeing us succeed as a, not a, you know, as a community as a whole, and as a county as a whole, that is mutually beneficial across the board. We do have a lot of challenges and we're not gonna make everyone happy, as we all know. And just to be able to see people getting out in public, kids outside playing, like riding bikes, whatever makes them feel safe, makes the parents feel safe and happy to let their kids go out and play. I think that would be huge. And just to see businesses striving. I know right now it's just that time of year, everyone's struggling, but if we can manage it well, again, going into the summer, I think that would be fantastic.
Well, thank you. All right, Janine?
We're fighting my housing question as they are. How do you feel about affordable housing?
I think the term affordable housing is different for each person, depending on where everyone stands. I know we've struggled with that in the past. And again, it's hard because we need all this housing up here, but for some of the job opportunities that are up here, don't actually pay what people need to pay to live up here. So that's gonna be an ongoing struggle. But I hope we can make it work.
Jeremy, any questions?
This is one, what would be your number one priority? What would be the one thing that you want to see happen within the next 2 years? Not a passion project, but this one thing you'd like to affect change on.
I would just really like to see some true cohesiveness, between government and constituents and residents across the board, east end of town, west end of town, business owners, homeowners. If we can just, I know we can't make everyone happy all the time, of course, but just to have some sort of true cohesiveness where people weren't getting so angry and upset all the time, that people actually listened and were able to receive true information and not make assumptions and go down really negative rabbit holes, and be willing to communicate with each other and be able to have those conversations and be able to approach council, and, you know, anybody else in any sort of, authoritative figure, in any organization.
Can I follow up on that?
Yeah, I figured somebody would follow this.
No, I absolutely have a real quick follow-up. Are you willing to be that person? Because I will tell you as somebody that says, hey, you're welcome to come to me. Mayor council section hates to see me coming because people, y'all laugh, but it's true.
It's absolutely true.
It is actually true because I get a lot of the complaints, you know, because I've opened myself up for that. Are you ready for that?
I believe I am. I've had a little bit of practice with, being Secretary of the Elks the last couple of years. And I'm going into a third year, so, yes, I'm the person that everyone comes to with all their gripes. No one comes to me with happy news, so it's.
Well,
one of those
Brianna,
things.
thank you very,
Thank you
very
guys
much.
so much.
Appreciate
Thank you,
it.
Brianna.
I appreciate the opportunity, thank you.
And, Michael Rogers, thank you for being with us tonight. And, are you able to hear us okay?
I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me?
Oh, very good, yes. Very, very impressive resume. Thank you for putting in for Ward 1 Council. And Scott, any questions for Michael?
One person that I don't know if I've officially met, but Michael, what do you bring to the table for council and your background and your passion to be on this seat?
Yeah, absolutely. And I apologize that I'm in a dark vehicle here. I just finished a meeting in Georgetown, and that is, I guess, in some ways, what I help bring is some experience working with government boards and commissions for the last few years. I'm the chair of the Open Space Commission for Clear Creek County, and just presented a bit of Clear Creek's open space work to a board here that's meeting in Georgetown. I think what I primarily would want to bring to this group is my research background. My job is as a market research analyst and consultant, and I try to approach any topics that I dive into with data. And so diving into all available data sources, generating data when it's not available by doing interviews, focus groups, surveys, you know, not that we're going to do that on every topic that we have in the city, but trying to bring my experience gathering data and making data informed decisions would be, yeah, I think the focus of what I would be wanting to bring to the council.
Thank you, Jimmy. Any questions for Michael? Lisa?
Well, What do you see in 2026 as council's biggest challenge?
I feel a little bit like I'm cheating because I just got to hear everybody give their answers, and they were all impressive answers, and I really appreciate everybody else who has already spoken. I think it's already been said, but it's kind of an intertwined three things, which is once the highway gets reopened fully, the increase in traffic and visitation, and you know determining how to handle that influx. The Argo, when it's finished, will also bring an influx of additional traffic, and that has impacts on parking, of course, and then the ongoing housing challenge.
So, Michael, you sit on the open space committee, and you have for a few years, I see, right? So,
Right.
So how do you feel about the lack of available housing development land in the county? And how do you see that impacting the city now that we have to fill kind of a quota for housing going forward?
Yeah, I think one of the things, I didn't mention this in the impact of growth, but when the new apartments open up, we're going to have, conceivably hundreds of additional residents moving in. And I want to see how, what the impact is on that. In terms of the open space, I'm reading in a little bit to your question, but my view of housing is that it makes sense in a place like Idaho Springs because we have infrastructure there. We have sewage and power and water and roads and the roundabout and all of that. So in terms of housing growth, if it's going to happen, I would like it to happen in Idaho Springs rather than in an open space in the county. And so, yeah, that would, did I answer your question?
Kind of, not really, but so where I'm coming from is that you're gonna be on council, and what you're really doing is you're making decisions for a small town, and that impact is gonna be felt like by this one singular town based on decisions that you've made in the past. You're gonna have to defend that somehow in the future with either citizens or other council members, is what I'm kind of getting at. How are you gonna feel about that kind of like, how do you defend what you've kind of forced into play?
Yeah, no, I think those are conversations I have to have now with county residents when we talk about buying county land or setting aside county land. The way that I approach those conversations is to always going back to the research and data piece, trying to make sure that I have done my homework and justified why we are making these decisions. Of course, people may disagree, but as long as I can come to that conversation and feel as though I have done my work and justified my position, then I feel comfortable, explaining that position.
And Janine?
I think you already answered my housing question, so no questions.
Oh, all right, Jeremy?
Oh, Jeremy, come on, one.
All right. I guess, Michael, what would be your number one priority on being on council? What one thing would you like to affect change on?
Yeah, I mean, my number one priority on being on the council would be to show up, informed and having done research and just being a good council member. But in terms of the town and my, I think you've asked other people about, your one dream about, what could happen with the town. I want the town to be a livable place for the people who work here. So when we talk about housing, kind of going back to that, and Janine, you gave me a pass, but I'll circle back on housing. Having housing for people that live here and can afford it. So even when we talk about affordable housing, for me, that would be what that means is that people who work here can afford to live here, and that might mean special rules for the housing. It might mean some kind of special structure for housing. But I want to see the town as a place where people can live and work and be. And Minor Street, for instance, I'd love to see people living on Minor Street. So yeah, having an active community where people live.
Michael, I want to thank you very, very much for putting in for Ward 1. And hopefully we will know tonight. Crossing my fingers. Last up, I would like to invite Scott, since we all know you so well. I think we may not, yeah, you're in the hot seat.
Everybody gets the hot seats.
We may not have questions for you just because we've worked, in case there was anybody in the audience. You already have served on council. You actually had one appointment and then you were elected. unopposed, when you ran. And, anyways, I'd very much like to hear a statement from you if you have something you'd like to tell us.
So it's been an honor to, and privilege to serve with you guys. It's really, I mean, there's a lot of dedication in this room. That goes for the staff that Idaho Springs too, and the employees. So there was a little lack of understanding whether I'd be eligible or not. So that's kind of, I think there's a lot of good applicants in this room. And Jim, I understand your dilemma of voting. These are tough decisions. Yeah. But everyone in this room should not take offense that they're not the one getting voted for, but there's many applicants that probably could play a good role in Idaho Springs. So what it comes down to me is, you know, I've been involved with this for several years and I feel some responsibility that would come this far. And now I think in the next couple of years, there's a huge, huge change coming to Idaho Springs. And I think I could be an asset in helping make some of those like real estate and business. And I think I don't know the answers, but as a group, we come to some of the best decisions together.
Well, I certainly feel the same way. I'm gonna go around just in case somebody had a question.
Well, just for the record, I was the one that was asking about that because, I mean, for full disclosure, I wanted it to be full disclosed to everybody. That being said, I've served with you, I think I didn't serve with you your first term, but 4 years, I guess, my last 4 years I was with Scott. You've been very fair, you're very moderate. I think you think things very, what you think things through, and I've appreciated working with you. So however this turns out, it's been a pleasure, and it's not over. You can come back and do it again like I did.
Exactly.
Anything further for Scott?
I actually have something. So you said that you see the changes coming in the next 2 or 3 years. What's the biggest one you see?
Well, the traffic and the population of this town is drastically going to change. When the Argo opens and when those apartments get residents, it's not just the population, but the traffic in this town is gonna change. And that will greatly affect parking. So I think parking is a very, very big concern.
I think we're gonna die with parking. That's a big concern.
All right, anything further? And Scott, didn't want to shortchange on time. If there's anything else you'd like to share with us?
No, I wanna thank everybody that's come forward and trying to have a seat on council. I respect all of them.
That is a great way to end this.
Would you have run if you had known you could, or could you have ran?
Yes, I would have ran.
All right, well, that's a good way to end it. And I want to say huge thank you to everybody for coming in, giving of your time. It's never easy being in the hot seat, interviewed for a position like this. And it really shows quite a level of commitment to the city. Thank you very much. And everybody, if we could take a very short break, I'd like to get to the regular council meeting as quickly as possible. I'm sorry? Oh, yeah.
You did very good. I took your agenda. You're fine. My agenda, oh, you're fine. I sort of know what's going on.
Okay, that's all right. Civil.
There's still some
Oh, no.
Are you? Sorry, Scott.
But I was thinking on the city.
Oh, well, you are. You are very
I had no idea. Yeah.
You know what?
It wasn't really all
Did we ever hear that?
There was no such thing.
No, we never heard anything. Okay, I'm gonna.
The solution was whack to the back of the head.
Yeah, get it together.
I know.
Oh, I'm with you.
Well, I don't know. All right, if everybody would please come on in and take your seats. I would pay him to make the announcement. No, but the microphone. Scott's coming. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, get down.
Lisa, please come on up.
Sorry. You're coming.
Andy, are we live?
Yes.
We're good, thank you, Dylan. All right, I would like to thank everybody for coming tonight. We'll call our regular meeting for the January 12th, 2026 city council meeting for the city of Idaho Springs. We'll call the order at 7:11. And I'd like to start off with roll call, please.
Lisa Manifold.
Yes.
Janine Mariani. Here. Kate Collier. Here. Scott Pennell.
Here.
Jim Clark.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Jeremy Jones.
Here.
Mayor Chip Harmon.
Here, all please rise for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please take your seat. And we have an agenda before us tonight. I'd like to amend. I'd like to put our city attorney right after the approval of the minutes. Could I have a motion for approval of the amended agenda?
I will move to approve the amended agenda to allow for our city attorney to speak right after the approval of the minutes.
Thank you, Lisa. And do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Second from Kate. Any discussion of the agenda? Hearing none. All those in favor, please raise your right hand and signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right. Does anyone tonight feel they have a conflict of interest?
Oh, I cannot
Scott,
vote on the
yeah.
bills because of the car wash.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you, Scott. We'll recuse yourself from the bill vote. Now we have minutes before us tonight. Do I have a motion?
I'll move to approve the minutes from December 8th, 2025.
Thank you, Kate. And do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Scott. And any discussion of the minute? Hearing none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand and signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, so before we get to the bills, I'd like to invite our city attorney she had a couple of items for us tonight. Carmen, welcome and thank you for being with us in person.
I do. Thank you, Mayor and Council. Not used to the seat. Hope you all can see me and hear me okay. First of all, I apologize. I have to leave shortly after my presentation to you to go fetch my child. So thank you for accommodating me and for being willing to hear me from the beginning of the agenda. And after I am done with these two issues, if there are any remaining questions from you, council, about the appointment process you're going to go through it tonight, please let me know and don't hesitate to ask. I think we addressed a lot of them during work session, but if you still have lingering questions, I'm happy to answer them before I exit. First thing I want to briefly address is city attorney office fee rates. What you have, and I redistributed to you, is a brief memo that I presented to you a couple of times. Once in July, once in October, I was set to attend and talk to you about this proposed rate increase. It was funny, you guys, because I think you were here and Andy wasn't at that meeting. We had tech issues and I couldn't join and I couldn't address this proposed fee increase at that time. But I did do my best to plan ahead before the end of this last year, before the beginning of this year, to address this with you. Our rates from my firm have held steady for this will be 4 years, 26 since any rate increase. It has been my privilege, just my honor to work with you, Mayor and Council, with staff for over 20 years. It's about 25. Ever since 2000, when I graduated. I began working with under my mentor at the time, Charlie Keegameister, and I've worked with you as principal city attorney for I think 17 or 18 years. And in that time, I've just I've truly enjoyed, and I continue to enjoy working with the city. I wish I could do it for free. People don't believe that. Insert attorney joke and all that stuff, and I get it. We do have to charge. But I don't like asking for increases. It's probably my least favorite part of being a partner and a business owner, but the reality is what it is. So you see the proposed increases in the memo that I again redistributed to you. I propose to take my work from 205 to, no, I'm sorry, that's, yeah, from 205 to 240, to take the work of associate attorneys in my firm from 185 to 212.75. I think y'all are familiar, maybe some of the public is familiar with Nick in my office, Mr. Klein. He's my associate attorney and the principal one who assists you with tasks when I'm unable to or when I cannot attend meetings. For both he and I, those the new proposed rates are, I'm very confident, competitive and in line with the market rate for people with our respective experience in municipal law. So again, with a great deal of gratitude and humility, I ask for a head nod from you for those rate adjustments effective as of 2026 of January 1st. And if I do get that head nod, I don't need a formal vote. what I would do is prepare an amendment to the agreement the city has with my firm that I would then present to you for a formal vote at your next meeting. Any questions?
Any questions for Carmen?
That's fine.
Pretty reasonable.
240 is very reasonable.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's, and I mentioned in the memo, it's not just about making money to me, even though I'm now a partner and have a vested interest in the business. I really enjoy working with this city. So thank you. Thank you very much for that.
Well, Carmen, thank you. And I just want you to know, we actually had some notice earlier of
good.
the rate increase, so that this is not a surprise. I hadn't heard any complaints about it. And anyways, I don't know if you wanted to move to another item or,
Yes.
or, okay, all right,
If that's okay, Mayor.
yeah.
One more thing, real briefly. I know you have a lot to do.
And no rush, we, I think we have plenty of time. I was more concerned with being respectful of your
No,
time.
thank you, Mayor, I appreciate that. The second thing I wanted to touch base with you on, as indicated in the agenda, marijuana license transfer procedure. I could talk about this a lot or a little, so I'll go for a little. Basically, Mayor and Council, under the current city code, you, as the city council, are required to conduct hearings, public hearings, and formally vote on certain kinds of marijuana license related issues and applications. New licensees, right? Folks who want to acquire new, do we have any available actually?
There might be one available.
I think there is one, like for maybe medical. A new license application, brand new, would have to come to you for approval. Similarly, under the current code, transfers of ownership, and I use that because that's exactly what the code says. Those have to come to you for approval after a public hearing. We as staff, Wonder and I, have talked about how internally, how we process applications for transfers of ownership when it's a transfer of ownership within an existing corporate structure. So Corporation B owns a marijuana, is the named licensee of a marijuana store, let's say a retail store. And Corporation B undergoes some sort of corporate restructuring where a new individual might acquire a certain percentage of ownership within the corporate entity. To this point, we as staff have made the call to bring those to you for hearing and approval, even when the name licensee is not changing. And the reason why it's sort of multi-layered, mostly having to do with how much that industry has changed since it began. It used to be very much, one person or a mom and pop sort of operation that would then get transferred to another individual. But the ownership of licenses in the marijuana industry, like any sort of new burgeoning industry, has changed and grown quite a bit and is now very much more sophisticated than it was a decade ago. And a lot of corporations now hold those licenses, and it's very common for internal restructuring or changes of ownership to occur within those corporations. In the liquor context, for example, when there's a proposed internal change in the ownership interest, we typically don't bring those to you, right? If the actual license holder does not change. Before we pivoted as staff to take that approach with marijuana licenses as well, we wanted to make sure council was comfortable with that change. In other words, bringing to you changes in marijuana license applications only when the named entity or actual owner and holder of the license would change. So I'm really looking, we as staff, Wonder and I, are looking for your input and comfort level on what sorts of ownerships, changes and transfers you want to see.
Here's Jeremy. You're welcome.
Well, congrats to everybody, and that will conclude the swearing in. I don't believe we have our finance officer with us tonight. Okay. And we will move to resolutions, starting with resolution number 1. Do I have a motion?
I move to approve resolution number 1, series 2026A, resolution designating the public place for posting of notice of regular and special meetings of local public bodies of the city of Idaho Springs.
Thank you, Kate. Do I have a second? Thank you, Jeremy. And any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Janine Mariani.
Yes.
Kate Collier.
Yes.
Lisa Manifold.
Yes.
Sharon Basis. Yes. Jim Clark.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Jeremy Jones.
Yes.
Mayor Chuck Harmon.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, let's start resolution number 2. Do I have a motion?
I'll move to approve resolution number 2, series 2026, a resolution repealing the existing 3-mile area plan and adopting a new 2026 3-mile area plan for the city of Idaho Springs.
Thank you, Janine. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second from Lisa. Any discussion?
Can I ask about, and this is, I don't know if this is necessarily gonna happen, I just need this for my own edification. Are we planning to like move forward with any of this? With the 3-mile plan, like, are these legitimate? We're really considering annexing these?
It's,
That's the only reason they put them in the plan.
every year you have to approve a 3-mile.
Oh, I know, but I mean, do we
You
have?
don't have to annex. This is what you would do if you
You
did.
could.
Okay,
if you could, yeah.
but I mean, are any of these on the table?
I would also say that the property owner has to make that request.
Okay.
As far as I know, Dylan, we don't have anybody requesting new annexation into the city.
Not currently,
Yeah,
but this is. Per state statute, we do it so that we analyze if someone were to come in for an annexation, we'd say, what does the 3-mile plan say about that? Should, do we have the infrastructure? If not, what do we need to do to bring that infrastructure in? So it's really just an additional tool that we're required to have when we're analyzing potential future annexations. And nothing changed from 2025 to
I didn't think so.
2026. This is just prior to 2025. We haven't updated it for longer than we were supposed to. So I'm just keeping us on schedule where we stay in, right with the state.
Okay.
and Dylan, appreciate that clarification. Appreciate it. Any further questions?
Nope, that was it.
Hearing none, roll call, please.
Sharon Basis. Yes. Jim Clark.
Yes.
Lisa Manifold.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Janine Mariani.
Yes.
Kate Collier.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Jeremy Jones.
Yes.
Mayor Chuck Harmon.
Yes. Next up, resolution number 3. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve resolution number 3, series 2026, a resolution approving an access and maintenance easement agreement between the city of Idaho Springs and Mighty Idaho Municipal District number 2. Concerning approximately 71 square feet of city property occupied by a district wastewater treatment.
Thank you, Jeremy. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second from Janine. And any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Janine Mariani.
Yes.
Sharon Basis. Yes. Kate Collier.
Yes.
Lisa Manifold.
Yes.
Jim Clark.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Jeremy Jones. Mayor Chuck Harmon.
Yes. Next up is ordinance first reading, starting with ordinance number 1. Do I have a motion?
I'll move to approve ordinance number 1, series 2026, an ordinance amending rates and charges for water and sewer service and making conforming amendments to the Idaho Springs Municipal Code.
Thank you, Kate. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second from Jeremy. And any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Lisa Manifold.
Yes.
Kate Collier.
Yes.
Sharon Basis. Yes. Jim Clark.
No.
Janine Mariani.
We kind of in
Mayor
that
Pro Tem
section.
Jeremy Jones. Mayor Chuck Harmon.
Yes.
behind her
We don't have any ordinance second readings tonight. City attorney discussed with us the rate increase and the marijuana license transfer procedure. City administrator, Andy, you have a request for $22,000 for audit services. And do I have a motion?
Good. Okay, I'll make a motion to approve a proposal and engagement letter from DMC Auditing Consulting LLC in the amount of $22,200 The audit of the city's financial statements for the year ending December 31st, 2025.
Thank you, Jeremy. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second from Janine. Any discussion?
Can I ask why we made a move from Mayberry and how many years has Mayberry done our audit?
Quite a few years.
25?
Most of the years that I've been here.
Why are we making the move?
Periodically, we do put our contracts out to, bid. So we did get 7 proposals, this time around, and, we interviewed the top 4. And, this, firm came out, at the top, with our recommendation.
I know that we do that, but in this particular case, especially when it comes to finances, and we've had such a good track record with them, it just seems like a weird time to go with somebody new in my mind. And to my knowledge,
Industry
maybe,
best practice, actually.
huh?
It's an industry best practice for governmental entities to swap their auditors on a regular basis.
And as long as there's no,
Other organizations do the same stuff. The
and I'm sure they
fire
do.
Like twice.
but my concern is that there might be other reasons why this particular firm was chosen, is that I just don't want there to be any relationships that aren't obvious with this firm. Is there any relationship that I need to know about?
Our current financial consultant has worked with this firm and several of the other firms that applied. So yes.
Is that a reason that we went away from a firm that she didn't have any contact with or any relationships with?
Well, certainly with our current auditor, yes, there was she's worked with that auditor with other jurisdictions as well over the years. So I think one of our concerns, and I'll just be frank, and I think council knows this, is that the last several years, we have not been able to submit our financial report to the state
Yep.
by the July 31st deadline.
I know, I
that's
do
been,
know
to
there
me,
was
a
mitigating
great concern that
circumstances
has
though, that
happened for several years.
I would just like that those weren't because of mishandling of our accounts. It was because of health and other reasons. So anyway,
Certainly, and certainly that was the case for one of those years, but then it recurred for several more
that's good to
years.
know.
Yep.
Any further discussion?
We do also have the auditor that's recommended online. If you would like to hear from him, a few words from him. So he is on, I believe, online.
All right.
I'm fine. It's
I
okay.
just want to let you know that he
Yes,
is
thank you.
online.
Yeah, and just to be respectful of his time, I don't feel that that's gonna be necessary.
I know he does have an 8 o'clock commitment. so-
Okay. All right,
Waiting
all right,
patiently.
well, hearing no further discussion, roll call, please.
Lisa Manifold,
Yes.
Sharon Bassist,
Yes.
Kate Collier,
Yes.
Jim Clark,
Yes.
Janine Mariani.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Jeremy Jones. Mayor Chuck Harmon.
Yes. All right, but thank you for being online for us tonight, just in case you were needed. I appreciate that commitment.
No
All
problem.
right,
Thank you for having me.
And Andy, before we move on, was there any thing further you had for us tonight?
No, thank you, Mayor.
All right, thanks a lot. We will go guy with 2 requests for action. And the first one is for Sadie's Community Promotion Board position. Do I have a motion?
I'll move to approve an agreement for services between the city of Idaho Springs and Camomile on Sage Consulting Corporation, Sadie Schultz, to serve as a contract director of the Business and Community Promotion Board.
Thank you, Janine. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second from Kate. And any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Janine Mariani.
Yes.
Kate Collier.
Yes.
Jim Clark.
Yes.
Sharon Bassist.
Yes.
Lisa Manifold.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Jeremy Jones.
No.
Mayor Chuck Harmon.
Yes. Next up, we've got reappointment for Lindsay Valdez, Tara Worley, and Lisa Hearn. And do I have a motion? I'm sorry?
Atlanta.
Oh, Lana, I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't mean to mispronounce that. Anyway, do I have a motion?
I'll move to approve the reappointment of Lindsay Valdez, Tara Worley, Nana Hearn to the Business and Community Promotion Board for a 2-year term to expire on February 29th, 2028, and to reappoint Andrew Marsh for a 1-year term to end February 28th, 2027.
Thank you, Kate. And do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second from Janine. And I'm gonna ask for discussion, but also offer up, these people have really been doing a sensational job. I will tell you, I'm normally there, not as a board member, as an observer and to answer any questions. And, I think, they're really, really doing super, especially for, a new board. You couldn't ask for more. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Kate Collier,
Yes.
Lisa Manifold,
Yes.
Janine Mariani,
Yes.
Sharon Basis,
Yes.
Jim Clark,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Jeremy Jones.
Yes.
Mayor Chuck Harmon.
Yes. Guy, before we move on, just wanted to make sure you didn't have anything further for us tonight?
The only thing I have is we received a letter from the state saying that we are gonna receive the grant monies for helping defray the cost for finding with the senior project for doing the market analysis and the rest of it, the balance for doing the digitizing of documents.
Oh, that's great.
And that came after I produced the report.
All right, all right. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it. Well, that's good news. Moving on to Dylan, did you have anything for us tonight?
No, Mayor, nothing tonight. I will note, we also got that digital historic media tour grant. We were awarded that 25,000.
All right.
Historic grant, the tour, so start with them, that's it.
All right, we're batting 1,000 here. I thank you for sharing that. That's very, very good news. Wonder, no request for action, but I must say, I was very pleased, particularly looking at the sales tax report was up like more than 3%, brought our year up to 2.79, which is certainly in line with the officially recognized inflation rate. Did you have anything further to share with us tonight?
No, Mayor, thank you.
Oh, okay, well,
If I
thank
may,
you.
Mayor, I'm really glad to see that you and Dylan are working on the short-term rental
Oh, yeah.
concerns, because that's what I hear from a lot of people. I hear a lot of complaints and I say, please go call the city clerk. Please let them know. They can't do anything if you don't let them know what you
Right.
see. Like if you see something, you have to say something. It doesn't just magically happen. But I know that is a laborious process. So thank you, because I do think it's something we have to, focus on. We do have some rather egregious offenders.
Well, thanks for telling them who to call, because a lot of the times people
Oh, yeah.
don't
Call
contact
clerk.
the right entity, so thanks for.
Yeah, Lisa, you're right. You're absolutely right. We've got it. The first step is people letting us know. Cause we wouldn't just,
I did not know about those on Wall Street. I mean, what a crazy place
I
for
did.
Airbnbs.
can you imagine in the winter being unfamiliar with that bobsled run?
I don't think they care.
Man, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, and then it's just having bad actors also renting the place where you already have a bad actor,
Yeah.
like double whammy.
But anyways, thank you for bringing that up.
No, I
you're
appreciate
exactly
that. I
right.
know this is this is a long, slow process and there is no joy.
Yeah, thank you.
Anything further for Wonder? All right, thanks a lot. We'll move over to Chief. Thank you for your report. Never a dull moment as always. Hey, did you have anything further to share with us tonight? Oh, yeah. Okay. Looks like we got Kay waiting for you.
No, actually, I was watching the news today and I just saw that Highway 119, going into Boulder under huge amounts of construction, has decreased their, I don't know if they're callouts or their traffic accidents or something, but they've decreased them because they put the traffic cameras on that stretch of highway. Can we implore CDOT to please put them in the 45-mile-an-hour zone so that people aren't like doing 90 when I'm like trudging along in my Corolla trying not to get massacred like a fly on the windshield?
We can reach out. The way I understand that is that program is the first time that CDOT's ever done anything like that in the state of Colorado. So.
Well, that's nice that Boulder got it.
Yeah, but 119 does kind
I don't care.
We certainly could reach out.
Can we? I would
Find
love
out
that.
how that program's gonna work.
Well,
and-
especially with your statistics about how many accidents are already occurring that's up and over the last 3 years. And I think that anybody that travels to Denver that for whatever reason would understand that it's hugely necessary.
Right.
Thank you.
I don't disagree.
All right, excellent. Nothing further?
Oh, wait, I do have one.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
wanna- Sorry. I want to commend you, chief. I don't know how much we're gonna talk about this, but I want to commend you for, you've had some staffing challenges recently. And I want to commend you for juggling all those balls in the air because that is not easy. When I read your memo, I had a moment of panic, outright, all caps. I'd really like to see our fellow law enforcement agencies quit poaching our people. I think that's gonna create a problem for us. Not a problem, it's a challenge for us on council.
Once all their seats are filled, then they won't need any more of our people.
One says that, right?
It's been happening for decades.
We'll just keep hiring until they're full.
No, I 100% agree. Chief is doing what he can.
I know, it's a.
And actually
crappy
still,
situation.
when I say stay within budget, I think he's within like $6,500. I mean, it's pretty close.
We can,
Well, let's get them there in twenty
Yeah,
twenty-seven.
yeah, I agree.
I mean, 2026.
Yeah, I knew what you meant, yeah. Anything further, for Chief? I'll move to, Public Works. Ed's got a request, for some dough here. Do I have a motion?
I'll move to approve the cost increase estimate for JBA for $38,700 to cover the cost of CDOT permits and environmental consulting.
Thank you, Lisa. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Kate. And any discussion?
CDOT should give us the.
All right, hearing none, roll call, please.
Janine Mariani.
Yes.
Jim Clark.
Yes.
Sharon Massis.
Yes.
Lisa Manifold.
Yes.
Kate Collier.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Jeremy Jones.
Yes.
Mayor Chuck Harmon.
Yes. And Ed, thank you for your report. Wanted to check in and see if you had anything further for us tonight.
Yeah, we're short some people too, and it's been exhausting, and I was sick for Thanksgiving and I've been out quite a bit.
Ed, you were really sick. You were actually in the hospital, were you
Yeah.
not?
Yeah,
So there's some bad crud going around.
Yes, there is.
no, it was pneumonia.
Oh, yeah. In your case, yeah, they had
It wasn't a contagious thing.
right.
Somehow I got it from fiddling around with the water,
And you still have,
probably my hot tub.
you have a couple people out even right now?
So, my water plant guy, Justin, quit.
Right.
Bob retired.
Yep.
And then one of the new guys, left,
Oh, God.
Derek.
Oh,
Has left.
Oh, dear.
yeah, I'm sorry too. He seemed like a real hard worker.
He was. But maybe hopefully he's got something new to do,
Yeah.
something else.
All right.
Good luck. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to talk to him, he just disappeared.
Ed, anything further?
No, thank you.
All right, any questions for Ed? Then I will move to the mayor and council, and Janine had a very important request for us, and it doesn't necessarily have to come from council, but we need an appointment. We don't have to make this tonight, but we need an appointment for the Clear Creek Regional Housing Authority board
I'd be
member.
requesting the reappointment for me. It's for me.
Oh, Janine, I am sorry.
Are you not?
I thank you for that clarification. You see how much easier she makes it for all of us?
Our bylaws require that you reappoint your representative from your municipal representative each year, which has been me. And I would appreciate continuing to serve in that. And the bylaws also say I can have one alternate. I know
Oh,
we have
okay.
formally appointed two,
All right.
but I can have one.
I didn't know we
alternate.
have to do this every year.
Yeah, but we're
Every
terrible.
year,
We can't do it.
annually.
We're not allowed. She's bad, I'm bad.
I did
But it
that.
doesn't, the
Well, you probably
alternate
did
does
much
not
better
need
than I
to be
did.
someone on council. It could be anybody. who
Okay.
lives
Anybody in the
Idaho
audience.
Springs
All right,
Who cares about housing?
now I'm being serious.
I know, I'm being serious too.
what-
I'm gonna nominate somebody.
Okay, all
Oh,
right.
wait, can we, let's start with Janine first.
Then I would like to start with Janine first. All right. I would make the motion that we reappoint Janine for board member of the Clear Creek Regional Housing Authority. Do I have a second? Second from Jim.
Second.
And any discussion?
Janine is awesome on this.
She is awesome. I
This
know.
should be the
board,
rep.
she has helped pull this board together.
I agree, yes. And seems like she was just appointed.
Time's
1 year,
flying.
1 year.
Yeah, okay, all right. Normally our appointments go a little longer than that. We're gonna be very repetitious. Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Lisa Manifold.
Yes.
Kate Collier.
Yes.
Sharon Assist.
Yes.
Jim Clark.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Jeremy Jones.
Yes.
Mayor Chuck Harmon.
Yes. And next up, the alternate. And I really like Lisa and Kate as alternate, but you, Lisa, are you willing?
I have asked actually to step back because I'm just trying to lower my schedule a little bit.
Okay, all
I
right.
think Kate is the-
And Kate, you have somebody in mind?
I'd like to nominate Brianna Regan.
All right,
What's my girl?
may I second?
Oh, there you go.
No pressure.
And,
That's exactly how I got put on this board. I'm very
All
clear.
right, we have a first, we have a second, and is there any?
Does she want to do
Does she
it?
want to do it? I
Yeah,
guess the discussion.
how's your arm?
I would say, it would be an honor to be an alternate for with Jean there.
Janine's amazing. She'd be a great,
Yes, thank you.
Great teacher,
Thank you, Kate, for nominating.
absolutely.
There we
Okay,
go.
all right, and stay tuned, because apparently we're gonna be doing this every year, so. All right, so any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Lisa Manifold.
Yes.
Janine Mariani.
Yes.
Kate Collier.
Yes.
Sharon Assist.
Yes.
Jim Clark.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Jeremy Jones. Mayor Chuck Harmon.
Yes, Brian, aren't you glad you stuck around?
By the way,
Boy, it's an exciting night. Hey, before I adjourn, I just want to make sure that there's nothing further for the good of the order.
Boy, no. The hand is up.
Of course not. Go ahead, Lise.
My man.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
No, I want to
Chemist never
thank
does this.
everybody that came out, that put in an application of interest, that came out and did the interview. I want to thank Scott. I love you, man. You're not gonna be sitting by me anymore.
You can't whisper and like make jokes. by
No.
yourself if you're in the corner. Sharon's gonna have to be doing it now.
Pretty funny. Volunteering for the city in any capacity is fantastic. I do a lot of it. And I really appreciate that all of you came out. I appreciate that you took the time. I appreciate that you put your effort into this, that you answered our questions, which are never fun. And I really encourage you to keep looking for opportunities to volunteer, because that's what makes this city better, I think. So
Well said, well said.
Come on. Come on. You thought you were not gonna cook anymore.
Yeah, right.
All right.
You did too well.
Oh,
Everybody.
Andy?
So Wonder just reminded me that this time of year is when we are seeking people to serve on other boards and commissions
Yes.
that are appointed by city council. And that includes the planning commission, the variance board, and the historic preservation review commission.
All three, okay.
Yep. And we also have a historic sites and facilities board, but I believe that's fully staffed right now. But we do have a couple vacancies on these boards and commissions. So we'll be looking for applicants. The deadline that we're proposing with this notice is February 18th.
Okay,
And that will enable us to take care of reappointments and any new appointments by the end of February, which is our goal. And then the boards and commissions can be fully constituted for the rest of the year.
all right. All
Just
right.
wanted to mention that, because there
And
are
Wanda,
other
thank you
ways
for that
to serve.
reminder.
Yeah, Chuck, can I say something
Yeah,
about
of
that?
course.
So for everybody in the audience that was interested or on the screen that was interested in council, I started my journey in the city on planning commission, and I have to say it is far more exciting than being on council.
And hey, you
So
spent,
much better.
you spent 16 years.
16 years. And I absolutely, the only reason is because they made me get off. And they said I was biased, so I had to quit, but otherwise I'd still be on it.
Planning commission is fun.
It is so
It is
fun.
fun.
Yeah, you get, it's a lot of action.
I have printed some of these and they're up there by the sign-in sheet if anybody is interested, which is the contact information and stuff, if you would like to.
Yeah, that is great.
That's a
Thank you.
really, really good, the planning is my favorite. I don't know about the other ones, but.
No, HPRC.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know about Facebook because I don't do that, but I put it on my website.
I can put it on Facebook.
And Wonder, thank you for thinking ahead on that.
And it's in the paper.
It'll be, it will be.
Yeah, thanks.
Very good. Anything further before I adjourn? Hearing nothing, further, we'll adjourn at 8:13. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Starting with that.
Yeah, we-